Deaf.
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 Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the 21st episode of Death by Daylight.
21.
An abbreviated episode. We're gonna do an hour because apparently we're gonna not give a fuck anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the gameplay here pretty soon. And Ernie's gonna start off as Legion. We don't really have. It's not really like a Legion, but it is multiple killers today. We're going to be discussing Fred and Rosemary West. British killers. The UK is very close to my heart. And,
are you going to be talking in a British accent this entire episode, Josh?
I'm not. I do have some. I do have some British stuff that we're going to go over, but a lot to cover. I mean. In a very short amount of time, we're gonna try to get through this stuff. I mean, they were just really fucked up people. We don't usually give viewer discretion here. We want as many people to watch as much as possible. But honestly, if you are there's child abuse, there's rape, there's pretty brutal
bestiality.
Murder. Bestiality are
I don't know why I sound so excited about that.
Bestiality. Excited about it.
Yes.
Fucking all of that here on this episode tonight. So seriously, if you are, I mean, not the bestiality. If you've come this far, you're used to the bestiality part, but the rest of it, it's triggering. It's not a pleasant thing. So that's what we're going to be doing here tonight. We're going to go ahead and get started, but we've got some stuff to do first. What are
y'all drinking tonight? Let's get into that a little bit. It's Friday. What are you drinking, Josh?
I'm drinking the same thing that I was drinking Wednesday. If you're back for the your second dip this week, I've got the King of Beers here. I've also got Deep Eddy's Red Grapefruit Vodka.
I decided to take a little buffet with some Whiskas today. Oh. I have these little mini shots of Bullet, Screwball, Jack Daniel's Apple, and Fireball. So.
You're going to throw up.
Yep, that's a lot of sugar there, bud.
You know what? Let's get at it.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. Juan, are you drinking? Well, Juan's here, everybody. After a brief hiatus.
I like how even Juan sounded surprised, like, oh yeah, I'm here.
Here I am.
Juan is here. What are you drinking tonight, bud?
You know what? I am not, but I'm having a mangoneada, actually.
Oh, mangoneadas are good. Remember, we had a thing if you can taste the mangoneada through your butthole?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Holy shit, I forgot about that.
Can you taste the mangoneada through your butthole?
I might.
Can you taste the mangoneada / chamoy through your butthole challenge? We tried
We
tried to get it trending, but to no avail.
So, mangoneada, if you're out there listening.
Everybody afraid of a little mangoneada up their butt.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound pleasant, but, I mean, what do I know? People give themselves coffee enemas, so.
Don't knock it till you try it, you know?
There you go.
We're going to go ahead and do some. We have a bartender minute to make up because I just straight up forgot it last week. And then we're going to get the one for this week. So, just a little bit of context from our friend P Dibs, our friend Patrick, Vanilla Bear, as Michelle calls him. This was his for our Wednesday's topic, which was B movies. So this is what he had for us. I have not listened to this, so Death by Daylight cannot be held accountable for what he's about to say.
Hey y'all, P-Dubs here with another drink for you. But first, Josh, Do you know most serial killers love their rum and cokes, including Jeffrey Dahmer and Dennis Nilsson? Well,
I didn't,
the couple I
Patrick.
have for you today is aptly named The Serial Killer. Who would have guessed? And is indeed rum-based. But our listeners aren't deranged murderers, I'm assuming, so we'll make something better. Alright, so first grab yourself 1 ounce of Malibu coconut rum, 1 ounce of Captain Morgan spiced rum, and 1 ounce of Bacardi Silver. Now, 3 different styles of rum, and they'll all play off of each other's flavors. So finally, we'll add 2.5 ounces of orange juice and 2.5 ounces of pineapple juice. I'll mix all of those ingredients together with ice in a tin and shake well. Strain down to an ice-filled highball glass or any 9-ounce glass you've got. And finally, pour 3/4 ounces of grenadine, which is pomegranate juice, but cherry juice will suffice, right on top. And there you go, you sophisticated killers. Now, next week we will go over the Jim Jones Kool-Aid. Sure to be a hit at your next party.
Holy shit, that was...
Fucking Patrick. Thank you, Patrick, if you're listening. Or
Yeah.
Oh, we got Freddie in here, guys. What's up, Freddie?
Freddie, welcome back.
Freddie.
Glad to have you, bud. Glad you're here.
A lot of rape to go on tonight, Freddie.
Oh, it's bad. Today's gonna be bad. Just letting you know, Freddie. Viewer discretion advised.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But Freddie's been here for the dirtiest of the dirty, so
He's the OG.
Yeah.
And so this is for this week. This is what Darren's put together for us, and I have not listened to this either, so also can't be held accountable.
Alright, Josh, as we're talking about a set of British fucking killers, we're going to have to make yourself a cocktail with some London dry gin, are we? Alright, it's going to have a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, 1/4 ounce of some lime juice, 3 fresh strawberries, 3 ounces of some Beef Eater London dry gin, and a fresh mint sprig. And you're going to take the strawberries and the mint, and you're going to muddle that shit like you would somebody's fucking head. And you're going to go ahead and put the fucking lime and the simple syrup and the gin, and you're going to shake it right up. You're going to pour it in a Tom Collins glass with some ice and top it off with some soda water. There you go. Strawberry fucking gin fucking fizz. God damn it. Back to you, Josh.
Bloody hell.
Thank you, Derry. We are very glad to have you. That was Darren. That was Darren. Excellent. Thank you, Darren. Fantastic job with the drink.
Yep.
Him and I have talked like that to each other for literal hours at a time, so I would expect nothing less from our resident bartender. Thank you again, Darren. Ernie is going to go ahead and explain, there shouldn't be patches since Wednesday, but his build and what he's going to go into the serial killer game with.
So, yeah, it's going to be, just going to try to slow it down just a little bit, you know. So, I'm going to be running Hex Ruin, which it goes to the totems. The totems are the little skulls that you see on the map. So, every time they get off of the gen, it starts regressing 200% faster than the normal speed that it would normally regress. I'm also going to be running Dying Light, so my obsession is actually faster at doing stuff, but everybody else is weaker at doing stuff. They get a penalty. So every time I hook an actual person that's not the obsession, everything still keeps getting, hiccups, slower and slower. And then I'm also running Thanatophobia, which if I injure somebody, it makes their repair speed and everything else slower.
Oh, you're really slowing this down, huh?
Yeah, and then no one escapes death, which once the last generator is actually done, I can instant down these people. So it's gonna be
Is there a build name? Is there a build name for this?
Just
last time you called it like I don't know,
try-hard build. I mean, this build is sweaty as fuck too for Legion. Like, it's so annoying. Like, cause Legion's like one of the worst killers in the game.
I want to call it like the chop and screwed build.
Just that works.
Slow it down.
That works. I like that.
All
3-6 Mafia.
We didn't even get into what I was drinking today. I'm drinking a Montucky Cold Snack.
Montucky Cold Snack.
If you're listening.
If you're listening.
If you're listening,
we're gonna rape you.
Whoa,
We'd
whoa,
love-
whoa!
We'd love to have you. Can we fucking tone it back? I'm
Oh,
just
we're
saying,
going hard
uh,
today, baby.
Oh yeah, we're going hard in the fucking paint today. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, Fred and Rosemary West are really bad. Yeah, they suck.
They had a son named Kanye.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna vote
Yeah,
for him for president.
We're gonna get into that right now. The rules of the game for you people at home. If he gets a hook, you're gonna drink. If he breaks a generator, you're gonna drink. The first and third kills, you're gonna drink. Second and fourth kills are a shot. And yeah, I think those are all the rules. Yeah, those are all the rules. So
Freddie,
if you're at home,
0 to 100, real quick. That was actually Drake, not Kanye. Freddie. So I'm just
quoted the wrong person, but yeah. So if you're here to get lit with the Death by Daylight boys, those are your rules at home. We're going to watch Ernie do his thing again. If you weren't here for the last episode, Ernie is going to be our full-time streamer. He's going to be doing everything as far as the game is concerned, so that you can get a better understanding of his progression and what he likes to do and the builds that he does and all that kind of stuff. We felt like it was a little bit jumbled up before, so he's going to be taking over those duties full-time, which means he's also going to be talking a little less because he's going to be focusing. We felt like the people that are tuning in for the stream are going to be more they're going to be their needs are going to be better met with this method than what we were doing. The other thing is we've got a stream tomorrow starting at 3 o'clock. Ernie is going to be streaming on his Twitch channel, which he will leave in the comments.
It's actually we have a Twitch channel now. It's fucking Death by Daylight Pod.
Oh.
Yeah, so go to Twitch and search Death by Daylight Pod. We'll also, for sure, we'll leave, at some point, we will leave the address somewhere. The address? Is that what it's called?
Twitch.tv/Death by Daylight Pod. That's what it is.
There you go. So you can come check us out tomorrow at, he's gonna try to go 6 hours, but maybe he'll go more. Maybe he'll do a little less, but that's already a lot.
You sound like my wife. Maybe he'll get a little bit more. Maybe he'll give me a little bit less.
That's unfortunate for her. But yeah, so he's going to be doing all sorts of he's going to play some Death by Daylight for sure, but there's also going to be Fall Guys and/or some other games that are going to be happening. We will be checking in as much as we can. We being me and Jesus and possibly Juan, along with some other homies that are going to be checking in, and you can just come hang out. You can be with us and be in the chat. And come hang out with us tomorrow afternoon. Again, probably 3 to 9, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, but for sure starting at 3 p.m.
I saw right now, Ernie, she tried to flashlight you. So you want to go into a little bit about some of the survivor techniques with flashlight? I know, I was mindfucked when I didn't know I had to aim for the face.
You don't have to aim for the face, just aim anywhere on the body.
Dude,
bitch.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know when I was fucking trying to use a flashlight, Ernie was like, why are you trying to aim for the face only? And I was like, dude, I thought that's what you have to do. He's like,
no,
you fucking idiot.
That's a lie. I'm the one that, I figured it out, and I was like, guys, we don't have to fucking aim for the face. Holy shit. And I was super excited.
You told me, and I was fucking
you
idiot.
did say that. And I remember I got excited that one time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cause I got excited because I have never made the fucking flashlight work, and then I was already at the exit and the killer grabbed somebody and they dropped them.
Oh no, it was the other person.
It you?
No, it was another person, but I was watching their screen.
Yeah, and I was all excited only so Ernie can tell me, oh, you know what?
They DF.
He fucking they disconnected, so they didn't actually.
No,
you didn't actually save him. Piece of shit. Is what he told you.
God damn.
I actually used the flashlight, so I just aimed for their dick. And...
You and Jude.
You gotta jerk off the killer right now.
That's the only way to stop him.
This Fang meme that I'm playing against is really good, guys.
It was the only way to stop Fred West was to jerk him off, for fuck's sake.
Oh my god. Yeah. Even at that.
I like how you sound like disappointed about what the topic is now.
It's not. No, I'm not disappointed at all. It's just it's gonna get really fucked
Disturbed,
up.
actually. So we're from looking.
Here's a little Death by Daylight behind the scenes. I had to call Jesus and be like, "Holy fuck!" Like we may have bit off more than we could chew here because this guy was fucked.
And it's funny because Ernie too. He's like, "You guys should look this up," and me and Josh are like, "All right, yeah, that's fine, it's whatever." And then we looked them up and we're like, Jesus fucking Christ, Ernie, you didn't really give us a warning in what we're fucking getting ourselves into with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was well, we'll get into it. I don't want to give too much away, but that's just a little behind the scenes for you. We were
all I'm gonna say is this guy is a real motherfucker, okay?
Oh my god.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. And by good, I mean terrible.
You've been fleshlight again, Ernie. God damn it. When are you gonna finally fucking come?
I'm telling you, this fucking thing is good.
Isn't that one of the survivors you use also?
Yeah.
That's like probably his best one, his main one.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that in games when someone uses my character well against me. Like in Smite, like if someone plays a really good chalk, like fuck, that pisses me off.
The only thing that sucks now, well, I don't know if it was different before, but in Dead by Daylight, basically, once you've leveled up quite a bit, the characters become skins, because they all can have the same exact features and all that shit. Yeah.
Perks.
Like they have their own perks that are unique to them at the beginning. But then you can actually unlock that character's perks for other characters.
Doesn't it change with the season though? Like, don't you have to restart at some point?
No. The only thing that changes with seasons is just like what is it, like achievements, like things that you gotta do, like go and undo like X amount of totems, or just in-game stuff, not
fleshlight this amount of killers, like
yeah, exactly.
So, is your slowdown build working, Ernie? Like, do you feel like it was worth putting this build on when you, or have they been fucking rushing the fuck out of you?
They're rushing the fuck out of me.
Do you feel like if you didn't do the slowdown build, like it would have been even faster, this match?
Nah, I haven't really been doing very good on this one.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, this fucking Fang was kicking my ass. So I want her dead.
Get the Fang, get the Fang. No, she drooped the fuck out of you on that one.
Dead hard. I knew it.
Talking about juking, you boys ready for the fucking football season to come back on?
Oh boy, howdy am I fucking ready, bud.
Yep, I think it's needed, very much needed.
I mean, I'm balls deep in hockey right now, which is nice. Like it's where the Stars are in the Western Conference Final, and so I'm very into hockey still. But as soon as that ends, well, also soccer comes back tomorrow, EPL, which is what it also ties in today. The English Premier League ties in with our Killers because there's a lot of things that I wouldn't know how to pronounce if it were not for watching English soccer all the time. But Arsenal plays tomorrow, so I get soccer back, I get football back on Sunday. Hockey's still going on. The Rangers suck, but I'm watching some baseball. Fucking back in sports heaven, baby.
I wish I was a fan of a lot more sports.
Oh,
like
you put
Josh.
the thing down. Oh, you really fucking had it with that thing, huh?
I got to the point where I'd fucking watch cricket. I was so fucking tired of not having sports. Freddie says, hell yeah, football's been gone for too damn long. At least it's felt that way. Yeah, I feel like it feels that way every year, man, but especially this year, that it's felt like 5 years in the last 6 months. I totally agree with you. I mean, we watched the game yesterday, and it just felt good. It just felt good to be watching some football. Some pretty sick fucking plays yesterday. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, fucking Tyreek Hill, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes making some really fucking good moves. Does anybody know who Freddie roots for, or is he gonna have to tell us?
I don't know actually. Who's your
He's a
team, Freddie?
Cowboys fan,
I hope not.
right,
Hell
Freddie?
yes.
Right, Freddie? You're a Cowboys. I don't know you, Freddie, but I'm gonna assume you are. Because who's an Eagles fan and I'll pass on me? Come on.
Ernie.
Yeah.
I'm just
Look.
kidding. I love you, buddy.
If you were an Eagle, Fred West will rape the shit out of you right now, okay?
So Freddie, you're just full discretion. You're on with two Cowboys fans, Juan and Jesus.
He's a Broncos fan.
Broncos fan.
Broncos.
Well, he would rape that too, just letting you know.
Yeah, he is very into animals. We don't know the extent of that, but
Oh God.
you're on
He
with
fucked up Bronco.
No, he didn't. Or an eagle. He didn't
I
fucking
wouldn't
do
put
it.
it past him.
I wouldn't
alright?
put it past him, but it's fucking allegedly. There's no evidence to this.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't no fucking Bronco that took the trial and was like, yep, this motherfucker right here.
Two Cowboys fans, an Eagles fan, and I am a Buccaneer fan. I am not a Buccaneer fan just this year. I've been a Buccaneer fan since I was a little kid, but it is exciting this year more than ever. Well, not 2002, that was a great year, but...
I love that you have to clarify that because of Tom Brady.
Dude, I get it all the fucking time. It's fucking infuriating. Like, I just wear my fucking Tom Brady jersey, and people are like, oh, you fucking bandwagon. Like, no, bitch, I've fucking been here. I've been riding this losing-ass fucking team for 28 years. Fucking... Jesus Christ. Well, with one Super Bowl.
I dealt with Jameis Winston, god damn it.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, Jameis Winston was a fucking breath of fresh air. I dealt with Rob Johnson. I dealt with Sean King. I dealt with fucking, Josh Freeman.
Sean Kingston. I love his music.
So,
Oh shit, Josh Freeman. That's who I actually meant.
No, it'll never work.
So I got dick
Yeah,
down.
Yeah, I'm not taking any fucking shot thanks to you, asshole.
I got you guys right now. Don't worry.
that was it? That was
Yeah.
it? It's over?
Yeah,
I got
he
one kill.
Fucking...
Jesus, fuck.
Kills the thing mean, so that works. Something's up on my headset.
Why?
I couldn't hear shit. Like in the game?
You got fucking fucked harder than Fred West's chicken.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. Alright.
fucked
So
the
we're gonna
chicken?
go ahead and...
Huh?
No.
I don't put it past him.
Okay, yeah, sure, he fucked a chicken. I don't know what to do anymore.
We have evidence.
So we're gonna get into the Fred West stiff, so this isn't. We're done with the warnings. Fuck that. If you're here, we're going in. And so the biggest thing to keep in mind is that our job is to laugh about this shit. That's why we started the podcast. Was to we are all friends in real life who talk about shit and laugh at shit because the world sucks. And
I don't really like Juan, to be honest with you. Just fucking.
We have beef behind the
down
scenes.
itself.
After the podcast, we talk shit.
This
So-
is just simply a working relationship between me and Juan.
So most of us in real life are friends. We talk about this stuff and make light of this stuff. So we're not laughing at the victims. We're not laughing at the pain. We're not laughing at the sinister part of all this. And we're laughing at Fred and Rosemary West, who are these vicious, terrible people. And by making fun of them and making jokes, we are taking away the power of what they did and making them into what they are, which is an embarrassment for the human race that these people were allowed to exist. And the theme of this evening is going to be systemic failure. I want you to, if I could fucking once we have the capture card and I can make my voice do all sorts of cool shit, it would echo when it would go systemic make failure. Because
I can't spell that.
That was actually pretty good.
Thank you. You need to keep that in mind this whole time, knowing that Fred West is an absolute monster who kept getting away from the system because he was a white male who was incredibly charming, not unlike Mr. Ted Bundy, but a little bit of a British version, right?
That makes him more charming. God damn it! Like,
yeah, exactly. He had that Bond thing going for him. So where we start with Mr. Fred West is that he was molded into what he became. What happened to him very young, and we're going to try to go through phases of his life briefly, not because of that, not because of we're running out of time, but because we have a lot to cover. So when he was younger, he would lose his virginity to his mother. His father would molest...
At the age of 12.
Yeah, at the age of 12. His mother raped him, and his father was raping his sisters. While this was all happening, full discretion, his youngest brother would eventually come out and say, that's all fucking bullshit, everything he's saying didn't happen. But these are his claims that he made, that he lost his virginity to his mother, his dad was raping his sisters, and when he was 17, he would start raping his 13-year-old sister. He impregnated her, and they got rid of the baby, obviously, but he was not convicted because the court refused to no one would testify. His sister couldn't testify. She was terrified of him, and the mom wouldn't testify. So even though his family disowned him, he was not put in jail for the statutory rape of his 13-year-old sister.
What was really fucked with that whole thing is when the court asked him, like, why are you fucking this 13-year-old? His response was like, isn't everyone? Like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong here.
Yeah,
so, that mentality that his dad put in his head growing up was, you can do anything you want, just don't get caught. Like, do whatever the fuck you want, just don't get caught. So that was his way of fucking thinking growing up. So just kind of letting you put it in place that as far as who this piece of shit is, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, just don't get caught. So,
well, and unfortunately, those haunting words of "isn't everyone doing this" would ring true throughout his life. He would meet a lot of people that were either sexually abused or victims of sexual abuse, and so what he said isn't necessarily wrong, which makes it even more fucked up. Freddie says, so like our country's systemic failure in electing Trump into office, just being stupid. You're not being stupid. That is exactly a systemic failure. Fuck Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. And so we move forward into his young adulthood. He was very sexually active. So here's the thing, dude. This guy looks like fucking... He's not an attractive person. He looks like, if you've seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He looks like the short guy of the three, but worse.
He had a stump leg too, like one leg
What?
was longer than the other. Yeah. So
Yeah,
he
he
would
had a
walk around
hobble
like,
and shit.
yeah. And I mean, talking about like his fucking sexual, and this is why we kept on going about the fucking chicken and everything like that. His I mean, let's talk about some of the things your father taught you guys growing up. Was any of them how to fucking rape an animal? Like, he taught his son how to perform bestiality. Like,
Wait, how?
I mean,
What do
he
you
made
mean
him
how?
fuck a dog.
That's what I mean. Like, what animal did he make him fuck?
well, any fucking animal he wanted. They lived in
They lived in the country, like
Yeah.
they were like the hillbill, like English hillbillies.
yeah. You see an animal,
like-
you fuck it.
So you're saying
You
like
see
he saw
You
his
see
son,
a
he's
goat
like,
there, buddy? You fuck that goat. You see that chicken right there, buddy? You fuck that. This is the worst English.
Stick
Wait.
your cock in that.
so
Yeah,
you're saying
that
that he was
it.
like, oi, you see, I'm not gonna do it, but like, oh, that's your
Oi
first
there,
boner.
mate.
He's like, oh, that's your first boner there. Go fuck a chicken.
Yeah.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna get your cock, right, and you're gonna put it in a cock. Your cock goes in a cock, and then you fuck a sheep, you fuck a cow, you fuck a goat if you want to, mate. It's all a hole. It's
And
just
then
a hole. You lubricate it and you fuck it, right?
His dad taught him a different version of Old MacDonald had a farm growing up. Which one do I gotta fuck next,
Hey,
Dad?
Mom,
All
I
right.
stuck my pecker in that dog there. Is that
pretty
okay?
fucking bad too, Juan. It was better than both Jesus and Ernie's.
And
It
that's
was
when
better
his
than
mom.
Jesus and Ernie's, but it was still pretty bad.
And then that's when his mom's like, "Why are you fucking these dogs? You need to be fucking me right now."
Oh my god.
I mean, that's exactly what happened. That is. If this was a dramatic retelling of the story, that would be exactly what happened.
I'm going to heal my child, but never mind.
So
You
he
ain't
gets,
pleasuring these chickens, son. I'm gonna show you that. God damn it! All right.
All right. Let's
Okay.
fucking move on. God damn
Yeah.
it.
Dude's a chicken fucker. Got it.
Yeah. Among goats. and-
Motherfucker. God. All right. Let's go.
So we're literally losing listeners by the second.
It's all right.
And so moving forward from all that stuff, although not really, he he was just a piece of shit, man. So he would get arrested multiple times for petty theft and for fucking talking to young girls and soliciting young girls and all this shit. But he never went to fucking jail. He just time after time would just be let go, not even on probation most of the time, just fucking not convicted of anything and let go into the world. So he was from Gloucestershire, which is not far from Wales, and he, like he said, he was a kind of a country bumpkin, sexual abuse as a child. Again, his brother did say all that was fucking bullshit. And so when he became an adult and after he raped his sister, he became very sexually aggressive toward women, but it did work several times. And he eventually, somehow, this is on his Wikipedia page, which I don't know who they talked to, but apparently he was very bad at sex because he was only interested in like his gratification. So not surprising there at all, but that does.
You better fucking cluck like a chicken right now, bitch.
And I mean, it would get much worse than clucking like a chicken. So his first wife, we're gonna go ahead and move on from his adolescence into some adulthood. His first wife had a child already, and so his first wife was named Rez, and the child was named I don't know. So, Charmaine.
Charmaine.
Yeah.
So Charmaine and Rez would move in with our fucking piece of shit of the day, Frank West, and things went bad immediately. As soon as he had her, he immediately turned abusive towards her and Charmaine. And we're gonna do our very first hero segment here on Death by Daylight. We have a hero of the week, and his name is John McLachlan. And John McLachlan was a friend of Rez who eventually became her lover, and he would fucking beat the shit out of Fred when Fred got out of line. So one time he beat the shit out of Fred for abusing Rez, one time he beat the shit out of him for abusing Charmaine, and just over and over and over again would beat Charmaine. And later John McLachlan, when asked about Fred West, would say, Fred West is an absolute coward. He was very quick to beat women, but never actually stood up to a man. You could do whatever you wanted to him, and he would never stand up to you. What a coward. So John McLachlan, our hero of the week, for protecting, and ultimately this would lead to, he would do way more than that. I mean, he would straight up try his best to rescue, like in the middle of the fucking night, rescue Rez and Charmaine. The problem is that our piece of shit Fred West had a little harem going on. He had several women living with him, some of them prostituting for him, and one of them was in love with him. She was a 17-year-old girl whose name was Anne McFall, and she was obsessed with him. Again, I don't know why or how, but obsessed with him.
It was the chicken clucking, bro.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of looked like a chicken, so, but again, it's like, it's not him obsessed with her, it's her obsessed with him. I don't know how anyone could be obsessed with this person. He was apparently he was a pathological liar. He was very boisterous. He was very loud and obnoxious. To be fair, these women were not very much, obviously pretty, like, easily manipulated, and they were not very good looking, and they were all from broken homes. And so he knew who to manipulate. Like, he knew who to pick out of a crowd. and just shower them with affection so that they could be manipulated. And but Anne McFall, who's in love with him, is made privy to Charmaine and Rez's plan to escape to Scotland, and she alerts Fred West, who stops it, calls the police, and has them and has her arrested for trying to take the child or whatever, because technically he had adopted her, even though it wasn't his kid. She would eventually get to Scotland and have to leave her child, which ended up being a pretty big fucking mistake. So how are we holding up there, boys? A lot of information to take on so far.
What do you think we're going with this one?
I think this guy is really fucked up, and I think that every time he met a girl, he'd be like, if you ain't clucking, I ain't fucking.
That's actually, he said that in the trial, actually.
I don't know what's with all these fucking guys, like, is there a serial killer, like, who just fucking did not, like, either fuck an animal, jizz on somebody, like, can't they just, like, fucking kill people and not none of that shit, you know? Like, is that really, like, necessary? Like, is that part of, like, becoming a fucking serial killer?
I mean, the fucked up part with Fred West is, I feel it first starts off with a lot of the sexual gratification, the rape, and the everything like that, and then he gets this job working at in a butcher shop, slaughterhouse, and he gets fucking infatuated with fucking the slicing and everything like that, and that really takes into play of his killings later on.
So we would see a pattern from his first killing to his last. Every kill was accelerated, and unlike most serial killers, there was not an MO. They all died basically in different ways. They were all tortured worse than the last one, and his depravity continues to accelerate the longer that he is allowed. And here's where we get into systemic failure. Is we have the first murder, the first person to die here is his stepdaughter. So his stepdaughter and his ex-wife are the first two victims of his. Yet the fucking police cannot fucking put it together that this guy who has a rap sheet a fucking mile long may be responsible for what's happened here to both his stepdaughter and his wife, who he infamously abused. The whole neighborhood knew that he abused them. The whole neighborhood heard the fucking fighting and the screaming and all that shit. The police...
Wouldn't he put them in cages? The girls?
Eventually, not his wife or his stepdaughter, but shortly after, he would start with cages. He would start with bonding, or bondage. He would start with masochism, and then eventually just go to straight torture.
The cops. But you hear this guy's accent. He can't be that bad. Fucking British accent.
They have the same accent, and as a matter of fact, he was ridiculed because his accent was so like country that he was considered like people knew he was from a humble upbringing. Like, he was not considered like a high part of society in Britain. Like, they knew he was a fucking bumpkin, and I honestly don't know. It is mind-boggling how he got away with all this stuff. And we haven't even gotten into Rosemary West yet. So what did you do on the last match, Ernie? How did it go?
Got an escape, so you guys got a shot.
All right.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's take a little break here for fuck's sake, and we'll take a drink and we'll fucking move forward from there.
So, Juan, I'll let you call it bullet, screwball, Tennessee apple, or fireball.
Bullet, just because you guys have made me really fall in love with that one.
Oh my god, doesn't everyone?
It happens.
I remember being terrified of it at first, and then you guys just fucking. Yep.
You fucking drink enough of it, and it makes you warm and happy enough, and it just happens to everybody.
It's been therapeutic to fucking drink Bullet.
Bullet, if you're listening.
Dude, seriously.
Sponsor us.
We shout you out every fucking week, Bullet. Please.
Okay, Bullet, we'll chill out with the chicken rape if you fucking sponsor
Dude,
us.
yeah,
okay?
we'll talk about less terrible stuff if you fucking promise to sponsor us. So cheers, boys. Here's to fucking Bullet.
Cheers.
Cheers. And Jesus is gone. Uh-oh. Guys? You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Josh? Josh, you there? You can hear me, right, Juan?
I can hear you. What the fuck happened?
I don't know. They're not with us right now. Well, it shows, Juan, you there? Everybody listening, we're going through some technical difficulties real quick. Sorry about that, everyone. Yeah. Hope everyone's having a good night so far. We should be back up and running shortly. Everybody, are we here? Except Juan. Juan's not here yet. Okay. Don't worry. I mean, we're still live, so everyone listening, yeah, we're still live. It's not showing Juan and Jesus can talk.
It's a blue screen.
Oh yeah,
I think Freddie might be able to hear us. He just
yeah, we're still here, Freddie.
He said, "Uh-oh, technical difficulties. Did the connection just drop out completely?" Yeah, that's what we're dealing with, Freddie. We promise.
For some reason, it just kicked out everybody.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So Freddie says he can hear us. We're trying to get
cool.
Jesus back.
Jesus, are you there?
Nah, I'm looking at his speaker and it's still like loading.
Okay, Jesus, if you're listening,
please sponsor the podcast.
Right.
So anyway, while we're waiting so that there's not dead air, thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Please like, subscribe, share.
There we go.
Jesus, you're back.
Oh, shit. Is that the FBI? They're like, you motherfuckers.
Dude, it fucking might be. That was kind of creepy, honestly. Fucking,
that was really weird.
The second we beg Bullet to sponsor us, it fucking cuts out.
Yeah.
After we talk about chicken rape.
Yeah, I mean, that may have been
the
worse.
FBI. You could only talk about chicken rape 10 times. Once you hit 10, once you hit 11, that's it. We're cutting your shit, all right?
That's the end of it.
We want sponsorship.
So hopefully that doesn't ever happen again, but thank you for hanging in there if you're still there. Freddie, we know you're there, buddy. Freddie, some comments that he made. Damn, this guy was screwed up from the beginning, this kind of environment. It could be fought by some that he was a product of his environment. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, you don't grow up as a normal, like, to be a normal person, having experienced what he did as a kid, but also, of course, it's not, like, an excuse. The crazy part is we had hints of bestiality in your earlier streams. It was just a matter of time before we hit this subject. You know, oddly enough, Freddie, the episodes where you're not here, not as much bestiality, but when you show up, we tend to go real hard in the paint. So we're back. So
the bestiality really wasn't planned either.
No,
we got some names of these killers because of Ernie suggested them, and then we're like, all right, we'll research them. And
yeah, it was like, just a random fact, right? As soon as I read it, I was like, oh my god, here we fucking go.
I felt like Josh, like, oh my god, Susan's not going to shut the fuck up about this.
So,
did you guys take a shot already?
We were in the middle of taking a shot when it literally, as we were taking a shot, it cut out. So let's go ahead and let's go. Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Here's to Bullet Bourbon one more time. Cheers, boys.
Fuck.
Delicious. So we are going to get into some interesting stuff. So here's the fucking one of those facts that is really hard to deal with. So in 1965, before any of the actual killings start, but he had already begun to be abusive. He runs over a boy and kills him. And he fucking gets away with it. The police tell him that it's just an accident, or say that it's just an accident. And he gets away with killing this boy, just like he's gotten away with killing everything else. Again, or not killing, but just like he's gotten away with all the other stuff in his life, including, again, raping his 13-year-old sister. So you take all of this stuff and you think this guy is a fucking problem, somehow let free, and that's where we again circle back to systemic failure. And so we get to the part where the murders start happening. So it starts with, obviously, with Charmaine, his stepdaughter. He is afraid that she's gonna get, like, she's old enough now to know what's going on, to understand how bad things are, and so he decides that he's going to kill her because he feels like she's gonna go to the cops. He also uses he kills her, and he threatens his other children. We've seen this before too. He tells his other children that if they don't behave, or that they decide to tell somebody what's happening in the house, that they will end up under the porch just like Charmaine. And so we get this pattern where Rena somehow gets back involved. He ends up killing Rena, his ex-wife, his stepdaughter, his ex-wife are dead, yet this man runs free. I don't know how, if you're a cop and you're sitting there going like, well, he killed his ex-wife. Well, that's Australian. He killed his ex-wife.
It's close enough.
He killed his stepdaughter, but we're not going to do anything about it because we're really not that interested in making this man into some kind of pariah. He's a part of the community. He's not a good part of the community, but he's doing it. I just don't understand it. How you're a police officer, you let this slide. And all of his victims, by the way, were dismembered. Every single one was dismembered and buried. And his ex-wife and his stepdaughter were no different. He also, we're going to go back to Anne McFall. Anne McFall is also murdered. His girlfriend, so his ex-wife, his stepdaughter, and his girlfriend have all been murdered, but this man still walks free. Anne McFall was murdered while she was pregnant with his child. And
I actually read too that he would bury parts of their bodies in various locations. So there's actually limbs that have never been found.
Hello, everybody.
What? What the fuck was that?
What's happened?
What's going on? Everything got quiet out of nowhere.
What?
We've been talking about this
we've been
guy chopping limbs.
Chopping limbs.
I legit cannot hear you guys. I legit couldn't hear you guys for a bit.
Sounds like
one
the
fucking bullet. You had one fucking bullet shot, and you're already going deaf. This is the first time anyone's ever gone deaf on Death by Daylight, by the way.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, so going back to the murder and dismemberment of bodies. Yeah, so it's real fucked up that once those things happen, so once he murders his stepdaughter and his ex-wife and his girlfriend and still runs free, his girlfriend who was pregnant with his child, he meets a young lady named Rosemary, and Rosemary is married to, he decides that she's 15 when they meet, by the way, this fucking piece of shit. And
you met her at her quinceañera.
Yes,
he was her chambelán, by the way.
Oh my god. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. He met her at a bread shop, and she was working there. A lot of shit happens with her and her family that we're not going to get into. She was also raped by she lost her virginity to her dad, who was a schizophrenic man. who molested his children. But
He was a drunk
here we go.
who would beat his wife. He would beat his kids. But if I'm not mistaken, he didn't beat Rosemary. Did he do the same thing?
I read that he didn't beat her, but obviously she got worse than that.
He beat her guts.
Oh
Bro.
my god, dude! Holy fuck.
Okay.
No.
We're not gonna go there. Really? All right.
I mean, dude, we're pushing boundaries today, apparently. So that was pretty fucked up. But let's fucking go, dude.
Hey,
let's fucking go.
If you need to survive, you got to do what you got to do. Okay, even if that means pleasuring daddy, I guess.
No. You're the worst.
Okay. Okay. Wait, isn't everyone doing this? No. I'm just...
So Juan has just informed me that he cannot hear Jesus. Maybe that's true for everyone.
I'm kind of scared to hear him though because I just been hearing this. You say something, pause, followed by "oh no," and I'm just like, what the fuck is that guy saying right now?
I honestly, like deep down in my heart, I hope that that's also what the audience heard. Because it was so fucked up, dude. It was so fucked up.
I need to know.
No, we will not repeat this.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll tell you on Death by Daylight after hours.
All right.
So moving the fuck on.
I hear him. Sorry, Josh. Heather. All right. There we go.
Oh no.
Well, it's out there already, guys.
Oh, that's all right.
We're not okay. I'm not making this up. That's really what happened. I'm just
Yeah, but you don't have to like
just
say
stating facts
that.
here.
We also said that from the very beginning, not only did we give a trigger warning, but we told you we were going to... She's a piece of shit, okay? And I know that she's probably a piece of shit because of what happened to her as a kid, but trust me, you're gonna fucking hate her. So just hang in there with us for a little bit. We're going to get to the point where in 16, Jesus fuck. When you're 16 in England, you're an adult, so she could legally move out from her parents' house and move in with Fred. Fred? Yeah. And Fred, I mean, he wooed her so again, she's not good looking. She doesn't have a lot of confidence. She has a fucked up past, and he just exploits the shit out of that by showering her with affection. The difference between Rosemary and the other women is that the other women eventually saw him as a monster, and Rosemary stays infatuated with him as a person. So he decides that he's going to bring her into the killing. So this guy, the first victim that is not a family member of Fred West, is a woman who is actually a lover of both of them. So they often shared women, Fred and Rosemary, and this woman's name was Linda Goff. And Linda Goff was had like threesomes with them. She was a prostitute for Fred for a while, and then eventually he would decide to kill her for sexual gratification. And again, it was light, like compared to the stuff that he would eventually do later. So did he tie her up? Yes. Did he fucking stab her? Yes. But that is not, like, they would escalate as things went on. A lot of these women were considered missing until he was arrested in the 90s. So they began killing in the 70s and would kill for almost 20 years before they were arrested, and a lot of these women were just considered abducted, including her. She was a known prostitute, she was a known drug user, and that was enough for police to dismiss her as someone who could just go missing and never come back. So she is dismembered and buried, and Fred starts moving on. He decides this is his thing now. I am going to fucking hunt women. I'm going to bring them back, and Rosemary and I are going to do all sorts of fucked up shit to them, and that's what would happen. It happened to, like I said, to Linda Goff, Carol Ann Cooper, Lucy Parrington, Teresa Sayhaller, Shirley Hubbard, Juanita Mott, and Shirley Robinson, as well as Allison Chambers.
None of these names made it to the Mambo number 5.
Actually, Shirley? No, Shirley's not. Lucy, Teresa, Shirley, Juanita.
I need a little bit of Monica in my life. He definitely never mentioned Rose.
Mambo number 5 is an evil British ballad of murder.
No,
Mambo number 5, if you're listening, please add Rosemary West to your phone.
Yeah, please add all of these super British names to your Colombian song. No, what we're gonna find out eventually is that Lou Bega was naming his list of victims in Mambo number 5, and nobody knew about it because it was such a catchy song.
I forgot his name was Lou Vega.
I didn't know his name, and that's why I just referred to it as Mambo number 5. If you're listening,
Mambo number 5. It's like, oh my god.
Continue.
All right, so all these people, dude, super young women. Like no one over the age of 22. I think his oldest victim was 21. All
21,
of these
21.
women. Oh my god. Not only young women, but I mean, some of them were teenagers. Some of them were, I mean, literally 15 or 16 years old, and they had their lives cut short by this fucking depraved couple. Some of them were walking home from school. Some of them were one of them was getting out of a movie. One of them was on her way to a trip to Ireland. So he knew for a fact that people would be expecting like to not hear from her again. This is the early 70s. So talking about like fucking cell phones and all that shit. Nah, there was none of that going on. And so we have just really, really terrible shit happening, and it's happening just strictly because this guy's fucking depraved. Again, he didn't know some of these women. Some of them he did know. Some of them were, but all of them, some kind of problem. Nobody came from like a really good family who was gonna, hunt them down or whatever, and he exploited that. Right now, we're going to have our old friend Gibby run a match, just so you know that it's him and not Ernie, who's going to run one killer match for us. It's probably going to lead to the end of the episode.
Whoa, actually, there's an issue. It's not letting me... Technical difficulties again, guys. It's not letting me exit the Survivor menu.
Jesus Christ, Ernie.
Why don't you have Gibby play?
I'll just have him kill Survivor.
You're worse than Fred's father at this point.
Right?
No.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting us, I guess when the technical difficulties all happen, like, it's not letting me exit the fucking Survivor match anymore. I mean, yeah.
And hopefully, Freddy says Ernie broke it.
I did, fuck.
Hopefully it was Death by Daylight. Hopefully it was Dead by Daylight that is having the problems and it wasn't us, because we've never had problems before, so... we're on it. We're obviously hoping that this will be like a one-time thing. But so is Gibby gonna run the Survivor, or you're just gonna run the Survivor?
Gibby wants to play, so he's gonna do a Survivor match for y'all. I'm gonna make him like a nice little build. And yeah.
All right, on to the incest. Let's go.
The incest.
So this will take us to the end of the episode. Again, we did a stream on Wednesday. Not that that's a reason for this stream to be shorter, but and it's really not going to be shorter. We're still going to go about an hour and 20 minutes, which is our pretty average for us. So, but I mean, the graphic details of some of this, they were bound and they were tortured. I mean, that's what it comes down to. But each one was worse. I mean, towards the end,
are you saying they were bound, tortured, and killed?
Yes, that is what I am saying.
Did they give himself that nickname?
No, he didn't. This is the only thing that makes him less of a piece of shit than BTK, is that he did not give himself, and they really don't have a nickname. The British are not into that shit.
What are we gonna call them? By their fucking name, mate. Like, I don't understand what.
So serial killers are often thought of as a very American thing, and you see that here. The British people are not fetishizing these people. They're not giving them nicknames and fucking putting them on a pedestal. These people were pieces of shit, and they didn't deserve any of that, and that's what they got. I mean, I had never even heard of them. They had been buried in history until they were brought up. There is a documentary about them, but it's American made.
Actually, if you want to watch something on them, it was a pretty good watch. It's a little mini series. It's on Amazon for free if you're an Amazon Prime member. It's called Appropriate Adult. So what it was is they believed he had some sort of mental difficulties. So when he was standing trial, they assigned an appropriate adult. And what that is, it's basically someone who's taken a class, could be possibly a social worker, it really could have been anyone. And you volunteer your time and you make sure you take these classes to sit in for these people who have these learning disabilities, and you can make sure that they're understanding everything. So it talks about his actual appropriate adult. Her name's Janet Leach, who sat in for him in the beginning during the time when he got arrested, and she volunteered. It was her first time ever being an appropriate adult, so she sat in, and the first thing that happened, they're like, all right, well, let's start talking about your killings, and you could see that she's just like right there. And she's like, all right, like, oh, this is what I signed up for. This is interesting. Serial killers. And then he's like, yep, I fucking killed my daughter. I cut her up into pieces, and I buried her. You're following along, ma'am? And she's like, oh, my God, what the fuck did I sign myself up for? So it's a 3-part miniseries. There may be like 40 minutes each. It's definitely a good watch. It's called Appropriate Adult on Amazon Prime if you got it. Hello?
Yes.
I only hear Gibby now. I don't hear anyone.
Gentlemen, I can't hear any of you.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello?
Who am I hearing? Who's this?
This is Gibby.
I could hear
I can't
Gibby,
hear anybody.
and I could hear Juan.
Can you hear them?
I hear, okay, I hear Jesus. I hear you. I don't hear Josh.
I'm not hearing Josh at all.
Yeah, no, I don't hear Josh at all.
Yeah, I don't hear anybody at all. I just hear you.
Who is it that you're saying?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Say you only hear
Was
me.
it? Yeah, I can only hear you, Gibby.
You can only hear me? Alright,
Yeah.
Jesus, leave the party and then come back in. I think you're gonna the one that needs to be, inviting them back in. Okay, please.
I can hear Jesus now.
Josh?
He's not in the. They're not in the party right now. They need to rejoin.
It literally just said he rejoined right now.
Technical difficulties this episode.
Let's see. Josh, can you hear us?
Can you guys hear me now?
There we go.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking
Is Ernie there, Gibby?
He stepped out for a second. Taking over for the moment.
Okay. So I think we're just gonna fucking get to the end here because
Yeah.
we're having technical difficulties. One of the people literally left the room, so let's just fucking call it.
God damn it. Ernie fucking broke this.
So what it comes down to is that they were arrested. Fred and Rosemary were both arrested. Rosemary was charged with like 4 of the murders. Fred was charged with 12 of the murders, and everyone was brought to trial. Fred would, like the coward he is, would hang himself, and would. I mean, he died, and before he stood trial,
like the horses he used to fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you take that big old horse stick. So Fred was hanged. He hanged himself, and Rosemary is still alive today. They've both been sentenced for life. That's going to be the end of Dead by Daylight, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Sorry about all the difficulties, and we'll talk to you next time.
Damn.
They're still talking.
Do I just end it? You got that bad?